Hi, and thanks for tuning in to our live radio show. Moments of Clarity with Tiffany will begin in just a few moments. Please stay tuned. Kindly take this opportunity to share this show on your platforms because change can only come when we stand together as one, especially when it comes to ending the stigma on mental health.
You are not alone, and help is out there.
Kids have mental health issues, and we also need to learn coping skills.
Let's get started and let the show begin. See you soon.
Don't put yourself down, time for a change. Believe in yourself, time to rearrange. Be your best friend, bring hope to your day. Lose your critic, get out of your way. Now it clicks, moments of clarity. Now I hear moments of clarity. Now I get it, moments of clarity. To yourself be kind, it will please your mind. Find your joy, trust in you. Put in the time, you'll see how you grow. Many kinds of love you get to define. Find self-love, your soul will align. Now it clicks, moments of clarity. Now I hear moments of clarity. Now I get it, moments of clarity.
Hi everyone, and welcome to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany. My name is Tiffany Werhner. I am a licensed mental health counselor and your host, and we're going to have a Thanksgiving Day special with an eclectic group of my friends and professionals, mental health advocates that we want to come together and help you understand that you're not alone and that it's okay however you're feeling and that we can all be together on the holiday. And everyone took time out of their holiday time to talk about certain things like family stress or feeling alone on the holidays or what you're grateful for or whatever. It's gonna be a fun show. We've already just had a lot of laughs and join us in the comments however you would like. And so you guys know who I am. I'm gonna just introduce people, let them introduce themselves. We've got Chellie Grossman from Trusty Tree Coaching. Go ahead and introduce yourself for a second.
Hello, I'm Chellie, and I am a certified coach, certified life coach. I help people find purpose and meaning in their life and move from pain to purpose. And I have many different hats that I wear. I am a former nonprofit fundraiser. I am a community activist. I love helping people in all manners and fashions. And I have gone through my own pain and suffering, and I love to just share myself and my story with other people so they know that they're not alone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chellie. And we have Robert Foster. Hi, Robert. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for inviting me back. So as you mentioned, I am Robert B. Foster. You got to throw the B in there. There's a lot of Robert Fosters out there.
My bad.
But there's only one like me.
For my bad.
So I'm a storytelling coach. I'm a fitness coach. I'm a motivational speaker. I'm in the process of becoming an author. So I guess I'm author-ish. Like I'm halfway through my book. And my biggest thing is I help people stop feeding themselves nonsense. People feed themselves nonsense all day long, and it holds them back in their life. So I help them sift through it all, I help them better tell their stories, understand their goals, and find clarity in their life.
Yeah. There's a bell. It said clarity. And every time you say clarity, you're gonna get a bell.
Yes.
I forgot.
It's a flinch for me now. I gotta tell you, I can't. Someone can just say it. It bled into my.
I noticed.
Session.
I just listened to some of the shows. I was like, man, she's getting a little crazy with that bell now.
I found out on one of my last shows it gets rid of spirits and ghosts now. So I'm good on that. I don't know.
Some sage in
There's
there.
a ghost in my house. Thank you, Robert, for being here.
Thank you.
And Dr. Denise, welcome.
Hi, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving. So I am first and foremost a proud mother. I adopted my son at birth, and I'm also really proud of my father, who got sober when I was 11. It was just set the foundation for who I am in the universe. And I'm an adult and child integrative psychiatrist, producer, host, author, and founder of Ascension Media. I've been blessed to go to India and represent the United States at the Dalai Lama's Body Mind Life Conference. I also have Edge. I took those universal truths and I put those into a lingerie campaign. So I kind of like love to just have fun and inspire people to change the way they think, talk, and act about mental health. I'm grateful to be here with all of you. And also, I'm just happy. So thank you. Happy Thanksgiving. And here we are.
Thank you for being here, Dr. Denise, and looking forward to hearing more from you. We got Patrick Montoya.
How's it going today? I just wanted to give a shout out to all my family out west. My introduction is I'm a friend of Tiffany, an accomplice with Tiffany, certain aspects. We grew up together. My story is one of redemption, I guess you could say. I had
my garage door opener.
Yeah, I don't have it, I swear. But anyways, I lost a lot of time to my alcoholism with my family, and I did some time, and I've started the road to rebuild my life, and I'm a big proponent of helping people in recovery, and also the stigma of people re-entering. There are some of us that really do want to change, and I know it's hard for some of those individuals, and so if I do come across those people, I always reach out and let them know that, if they need some help somewhere down the road, because we have a tendency when we come out of where we've been that you don't really want to, you're really closed in and you don't really want to talk. And a lot of those people need help getting through that, to get to be a productive member of society. So, that's kind of my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Yeah.
Yay.
Happy to have you here. And yeah, it is hard to break a bad habit. And, it's okay to hit a speed bump or, relapse, if whatever you want to call it. But as long as we get back on the horse and keep trying,
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you, Patrick.
Thank you for having me.
And Pete Othman, the man with 9 lives and well, I was gonna say a bad word, but awesome DJ. That's it.
That's funny because you're the one who's like, no cussing.
Well, it's like whenever I refer to Pete, it's more like be bad. Yeah.
Hey, Pete, just to let you know, Pete, Tiffany was absolutely a mess when you got sick last year.
Which time?
Well, when the pandemic and all that started, you know what I mean?
And I was talking to you.
We didn't know what was happening. You know what I mean? Because it was.
Well, that makes all of us. I didn't know what's happening either.
Yeah. So she felt it. So I just.
Yeah, because I love Pete. He's a good friend.
So.
Well, happy Thanksgiving to you all and everybody watching. My name is Pete Othman from New York. I'm in Long Island, work for the city. I'm a law enforcement officer. I deal with many crisis interventions, mental health, and violent situations. I'm also a DJ. I'm now a radio station DJ in 5 different radio stations, mix show. I do a lot of charity stuff for cancer, and I'm starting to work with autism shortly with Autism Speaks. And I have a whole life story, and I'm still here. Battled cancer, Bell's
Kidney
palsy, kidney transplant.
Kidney transplant.
I was in my deathbed with COVID in the hospital, and here I am, on my way to work. 24-hour call.
And they fed you so well during that time in the hospital.
Yeah,
you're right. He would call me up and he's like, "They gave me an egg, an egg,
an egg, an egg,
an egg."
I think I caught a fly, made that a garnishment.
Little extra protein.
Yeah, why not?
But yeah, I'm really glad that you're here, Pete, and that you're well. And
thank you.
And so I'm getting used to using this restream with this many people, but we're just gonna have to run with it and just let it go. So we're gonna show some comments. Lots of love from India, from Jaison, who was supposed to be here with us, but I guess that's just internet connection technology.
Oh, shout out to Jaison. We love you.
Salute, Jaison.
I guess that was just me before the show. Some innovations. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Excuse me. So much to be thankful for.
Indeed.
A great lineup of guests, and what a great idea to have everyone on today. Agreed.
Yay! That's my bell.
Happy Thanksgiving. You just talked. So we're gonna just kind of just go around and like just like casual, like honestly, like things like this. Like, what are we grateful for? And being real. And I think I'm grateful for my memory, like that I have my memory together, for real. Sometimes I think I'm losing it. My family, my job, my friends that I have here, and for just everything, every blessing that I've been given. I have a lot to be grateful for. And that I think also there's a lot of things, and a lot of times, a lot of holidays I spend alone with, I lost my family and everything, but I built my own traditions and things like that. So a lot of things to be grateful for that, because it's up to our choice on how we handle a situation defines our character. So, I mean, for all our listeners, you're not alone, and that there's always some help if you're feeling alone, and that you can get through this. And there's a lot of people that I know that this is their first holiday that they've lost someone or are going through something changing and everything. And it does get easier with time, but the first one's always the hardest. And my heart goes out to you for if this is something that you're having trouble with. What about you, Pete?
I'm thankful for many things. Number one, being professionals like yourself in the medical and mental health field, for selflessly making yourself available for those in need. And I have a mantra that I tell everybody: you fight, we fight. When nobody's in this alone, regardless of what you're going through, financial, mental, medical, family issues, you're only a call away. And a lot of people don't know that. And at the end of all my broadcasts, I say, call somebody, make them smile. Call somebody, make them smile. I mean, that's the best gift you can give. And I'm thankful that we all have the opportunity to make that change in people's lives, just like that. It's very simple. It's too simple, and it's overlooked and undercompensated. And a lot of people should realize that you are the change in a lot of people you've never met. And again, I thank you for all people like you who put yourselves out there to make the changes and help people through their dark situations. It's very comforting knowing that it's available and it's out there for you. A lot of people have to understand that help like that is available always at any time. And I think if those in need knew that, they would have a better world. They would have a brighter outlook. They would look forward to waking up the next morning. They would put down that drink, put down that drug, put down that needle, knowing that friendship and love are all around you. They just don't realize that yet. They have to let go of their vice and let go of their depressions and vent and share and accept the criticisms that come with it.
Mm-hmm. Well said. I didn't know we were getting deep like that, but yeah, we got the horn. You're parked, thank goodness. I was like, we're gonna get in an accident. You're like, I'm good at multitasking. Like, nah.
He's professional.
He would get pulled over and get a ticket.
No, he wouldn't. See, I told you.
And then weasel out of it because he knows somebody.
The cops call us when they need help.
Yeah. That's how it works.
It's always who you know, not what we're doing, right?
Yeah.
It's who you are. It's who you are.
Okay. What about you, Denise? Dr. Denise.
Well, I just want to say thank you, Tiffany, for your love and support. And I'm also this is the first time I'm meeting all these amazing souls. So I think it's important that we all remember to be in the moment of now, of whatever we're grateful for. So like in this exact moment, I'm just really touched because I didn't know I was going to be spending Thanksgiving with all of you. It's like that little miracle. So I think one thing to remember is sometimes we have gratitudes just every day. I'm thankful for remembering to be grateful because whether it's who I am as a mother or when I'm working with patients, I think gratitude, I always like to say, is my secret sauce. And so what I'm grateful for right now in this exact moment, I'm grateful for my family. Shout out to my mom, my brother, my sister, everyone, my aunts and uncles and cousins. I'm not going to be with you this year, but I love you. And you're all so supportive. I'm also grateful that people in my practice, it's been a really intense last month. And I'm really grateful that many, many individuals have made the tough choice to stay on earth. Sometimes people lose hope. So I feel incredibly grateful when I can be a part of that inspiration. But I am humbled when someone actually confesses that they're wanting to leave the planet, or they're about to take a drink, or they're about to. And so I just want to say I'm really grateful that I have that connection, but also that I'm sending them love all the time. So I think that's another thing to remember when we're thinking about Thanksgiving and being never alone, that, we can always send people love. And I loved everything you said already. It's Pete, right?
Mm-hmm.
Rock
Yes,
on,
yeah.
Pete. I'm also grateful, my son. We talk about mental wellness, mental health. I'm really passionate about words that are healing and not fear-based, love-based thinking. And I will tell you that I don't know whether you're a parent, aunt, uncle, grandparent, coach, when your child's happy, you're happy. And my son, I adopted him at birth, and he's good looking, charismatic, street smart, but school has not been his wheelhouse. And this is the first time in his entire life his self-esteem has changed. He now is in a school where they understand the way he processes information. They understand his energy level. They understand his humor. And every day now he's happy and he's more creative. And so I'm also grateful that I can take that humility as a mother and as a doctor and as a producer, but like just be in the moment and like use those experiences of suffering to help others. So I just want to say thank you, and thank you for having me on Moments of Clarity.
Hey, now I get it. Thanks, Dr. Denise. Robert B. Foster.
Here it is. All right, so this is gonna start off like it's a sad
Don't make
story,
me
but
feel guilty for having 2 plates of turkey yesterday. I know where this is going.
no, not even going there. So, sadly, 2 years ago, a week before Thanksgiving, my father passed away. And when you talk about gratitude, it just takes it to a completely different level. And whenever I speak about him, or whenever I tell stories about him, I'm thankful that I had him for 45 years, because he's the original RBF. And you guys can't see, that's my initials. That's also the name of my fitness business, is RBF Fitness and Nutrition. No, it's not a resting face. And and so now
I get that now.
So now my father was an engineer, and he loved to build. And this man never let anything get in his way. No matter what he was working on, he could be rebuilding an engine. He brought this car home this one day that was smashed in, like the driver's side was in the passenger side. And I remember him coming up the driveway, and we're all in the window like, what is that? But 6 months later, I was driving it. So he had that kind of drive. Like nothing stopped him. But one thing he always said was when he couldn't use his hands anymore was when his time on this earth was going to be done. So he ended up getting sick in January of 2019, and he ended up in a hospital. Come to find out, he had stage 4 heart failure. And just throughout that process of just watching him get sick, he lost a lot of weight. Like he needed help doing things around the house. And then, like I said, that November, he passed away. But in hindsight being 2020, because once 2020 hit, everything changed. So he passed away in November of 2019, right before the craziness of 2020. And he had 3 generations around him. We all got to tell him we love him, hug him, say goodbye. And then we watched him take his last breath. And in that moment was where I really felt the true sense of gratitude. Even though we were sad that we didn't have him any longer in person, but just the memories, the life lessons, the time I needed his foot in my tail, he was there. Just the pat on the back. Remembering the day I opened up my gym and we had the ribbon cutting and just that proud look in his face. Like it just makes all of those moments that much sweeter. So even though we lost him in person, his spirit still lives on. And I just, so filled with love and joy for that.
It's beautiful. I'm sorry for your loss, but how you're understanding and taking it is something empowering as well.
Yes. Thank you.
That's how I try to do that too. I was so grateful to have known my parents for 18 years, or like the time. Unfortunately, I'm pushing where the time has been longer that I have not had them around, and that's just aging me. Just kidding. No, I'm much younger than that. But yeah, it's kind of. I think I'm soon gonna outlive. In a few years, it's gonna be weird.
Wow.
But anyway, thank you, Robert B. Foster from Shut Up and Grind. RBF. That's pretty funny. I have a book, Robert, that says WTF in my office, and all the clients are like, "What?" And it's called Weird True Facts of Psychology.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Love it.
Pete keeps coming in and out. I don't know.
Well, because he's driving.
We can do this. Chellie Grossman from Twisted Tree Coaching. What are you grateful for?
I am grateful for the small things that aren't really small, like my breath and the ability to stay focused and grounded. If we're talking about being real, the past 18 months have been incredibly challenging for me. I've had a lot of loss, and I continue to have a lot of loss. I'm losing someone every day to dementia, someone very near and dear to my heart. And so loss has been a theme for the past 18 months. I lost my mother. I lost some other people in my family. And now I'm losing this very dear person in my life. But when we talk about loss, I mean, there's also gifts in that. There's the ability to make memories. And there's the ability to, write the memories and just be in the moment for that day and to cherish that moment. Like even the dementia. I talk to this person every day and I'm like, so what do you want to, focus on for this day, just for today? And it brings me back to my mindfulness practice and just to be mindful and grateful for everything I have in this beautiful moment, for this beautiful day, and to think about, all of the things that brought us to this moment in the beginning. And it helps me to, be there and be of service, which is a core value of mine. And then I'm taking all of these memories and I'm going to honor this person and write a book about the journey. And so I'm grateful for the experience because I'm going to write a book and about my journey through it and this person's journey through it together.
Yeah.
And so that
So
way
you're
everybody.
like Robert B. Foster, like an author in progress.
Well,
Author-ish.
I am an author. I have authored a children's book. I am working on my memoir, and now I am working on this. And I am also a mental health advocate. So I didn't say all of this in the beginning just because I got a little nervous, just to be honest.
I'm gonna be nervous about the nervous
know.
part coming up after everybody gets to say something like this.
Yeah.
The next one's gonna be kind of funny.
I don't like talking about myself, so. But yeah, so I'm really grateful for. I think the biggest thing about me is that I am all about my mindfulness practice, and I am all about bringing everything to the moment. And when I think about what I'm grateful for, it's about right now. And right now, I'm grateful for all of you and for this moment and the ability that, Clubhouse brought us together. So that way we can be here for a greater purpose, which brings me to the core value of service to others, because I am all about core values and mindfulness.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chellie.
You're
Patrick Montoya.
All right. I guess I got to be cleanup hitter, huh? So what am I grateful for? I think, I don't know what it was this year, but it seems like we've lost a lot of people individually with families. I had a couple family members, one that was tragically taken in a drunk driving accident. And my family, I didn't know her personally, but like we had reached out when I first got out through social media. And when I first got out, I didn't want anybody to really know me at all. And but I realized social media brought me closer to some of my family out west. And she was, in every picture, she was always like the center of attention. She was always really, good-hearted. She always laughed at my stupid jokes, and she went to work one day and never came home. And but to see my family handle that with such grace and love, just I don't know, like I'm not really close with that side of my family, but to still see them persevere through that made me realize, hopefully genetically that just runs in our family. So it gives me hope, it just gives me hope that, you can make it through those difficult situations, because, it was a shock. So, that leads me to my sobriety, because before I was never around for my family or my friends or anybody. Like if you called me, I was absent. You couldn't find me. I'd go on, binges where I was MIA for 3-4 days. No one knew where I was at. And, I'm still working on trying to figure out exactly what I want to do. But, someone asked me one time, I can't remember how it came out, but I was like, you know what? And I'm not trying to be morbid or anything, but like if I passed away for some reason, I could pass away, with a good peace of mind, because my family doesn't need to worry about me where I'm at. If, I'm drunk somewhere or in some hotel or whatever. And because there was times where they just didn't know where I was at. And it's, when I think about it now, I'm like, man, that'd be a scary thing to think, if your son or your brother or, father, you just don't know where they're at. So, I'm grateful for that sobriety, because I have, everything I could possibly want. And, I guess the other part is to be grateful for, my great grandparents who raised me in East Carbon, which is a little coal mining town in Utah, and the values that they installed in me then. And it was a simple life, but, my life's changed, to upper middle class, but those small town values still carry in me. And I'll forever be grateful for, my great grandparents instilling in our family, like education, work hard. And it doesn't matter, what the color of your skin is or whatever, just work your butt off and you'll get where you want to be. You also got to realize too, is surrounding yourself with the right people helps you grow as a person. And I try to do that every day. And, sometimes I fall off and I don't appreciate people like I should. But I mean, Tiffany, for example, like if I wouldn't have reached out to you that one time, I wouldn't have met half the people, through your show and everything. And I wouldn't be on this show right now. I'd be scared to even put my story out there. I didn't want anybody when I moved back out here to know what I'd gone through because I was ashamed. But
I remember that.
yeah. I mean, you
I
kept
was like, well, what's the big deal? Like
it just, it's just one of those
we
things
all
like,
go through
oh,
our
where you
things.
been? You've been in prison for 54 months. It's not exactly the greatest story in the world, but
No, but look at what you're doing with your life now. That's
yeah,
what's
yeah,
cool.
yeah. And it's a great thing. And, being part of the show and being, connecting with people like you, all of yourselves. I mean, I've had people reach out to me and ask me for help or say, hey, I'm going through that issue that we've grown up with that like I hadn't talked to in a long time. And so I realized like what you guys are all doing. Like sometimes I know your jobs can be thankless, but there's always like those one or two people that you connect with that makes it all worth it. And if that's just what you get is what one person, you've changed one person's life and that's one more that you've saved. So, I'm grateful for, the people like you out there grinding it out, trying to, get the word out because, there's some of us that, sometimes because I know sometimes you guys put out shows and maybe you don't get as many views as you want, but when it's out there, it's going to touch somebody and it's going to reach somebody. And that one person, that's all it needs, and it starts a whole effect into their family. So, I'm grateful for that. So thank you.
Can I just say that I want to honor your sobriety because I think you are incredibly courageous and brave and amazing. And count me as a friend. And if you ever need anyone, just, text me, ring me up, whatever. I'm here.
I appreciate it. I really do. There's a lot of people that go into helping me get to where I'm at. That's the thing that I think maybe that's one of the biggest things is when you're going through mental health issues or addiction issues is you have to humble yourself. And I think Pete said this, or one of you said it, I can't remember, but you got to humble yourself and realize that you have to ask for help. You can't do this by yourself.
Mhm.
Like you just can't. I mean, we've seen it. I've seen it in programs repeatedly, like, oh, I got this figured out. And then they're right back to where they started. So you have to humble yourself and just shut up for 2 seconds and just say, tell me what I need to do. And I'll try what you're telling me for the next month. And if it doesn't work, then start over. But you gotta be all in. You can't be halfway in. This just doesn't work.
Yeah, but you know what? I just want to say that I was in a really dark space, and because I have PTSD, and wasn't.
I listened to your story,
and it wasn't just me having the skills to say I need help. I think other people need to reach in and say what's going on.
Yes.
Because
for sure.
It's that ability to have that connection. It's not only one person's responsibility, which is why we're here right now.
Yeah.
Because there are people out there that don't have the skills yet, and we might have the skills. We need to say to people who are just saying, yeah, I'm fine or I'm okay. That's not okay to just be fine or okay. They may very well be fine or okay, but we need to ask them if there's something wrong, if there's something deeper that we need to know. Because if they're shattered inside, if there's something going on and they're afraid to talk about it, we need to just sit with them and give them that space to be heard, or to know that they have someone in that space, that they are okay and they have a person that they can lean on or cry to or just be with.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just saying, I need help. It's the
spin off what you just said. This is the season to look for those signs.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
This is the season to look for those signs.
Yeah, and for my part, in my community, I host a community Zoom every year for the past 3 years, going through the holiday time, once a week, because I worry about the community, because nobody was there for me when I needed them.
Yeah, if I can add on to that as well, that's the premise of my show, is I highlight the guest backstory, because everybody wants to talk about the good stuff, and some people can just breeze through to the good stuff. I get it, but most people have to go through something to get to where they are. So the first half of my show is just all about talking about the messy stuff, and because it was stuff that I had to go through as well. And there's stigmas out there for it, like for men. Men aren't supposed to be emotional. Men shouldn't be vulnerable, and all of that is nonsense. It's like the most power that you have is in your moments of vulnerability, because that's where the growth comes from. Just like people talk about gaining experience. How do you gain experience? From failing over and over and over. That's how you gain experience. So when you take a deep dive into the messes of your life, extract those teachable moments, and then as you share your story, those people who don't know how to express themselves can be like, wow, he just got up there and spoke about his sobriety and how leaving this earth, his family would be better off. Like, that's a powerful, powerful statement. You know what I mean? And so in sharing those things, you're unlocking other people's power to share their own stories.
Yes. I mean, can I spin off of what you said? Where I come from, we train. I'm gonna not so abruptly. We train the best elite tactical unit in the world. I'm not gonna say where it is or what we are, but we respond to the worst situations in the world. So for somebody to come on my unit, we break you down to the absolute bears. We break you down to the worst possible position you can be in, and then build you up. And that works in every facet of life. In order for you to rise, you have to be broken down to basics. You have to face all your weaknesses and then build off your weaknesses. Knowing what your weaknesses are, you build strengths on them. Whether now world, talking about the world, whether it's worries, memories, everything you've been through in the past however years you're on this earth, you have to face those demons. You have to face everything that brought you down. You have to face them. If you don't face them and have a discussion with them about them, you're never going to be healed. So you have to give it up. You have to face it. You have to talk about it. You got to break down to 0 to go back to 100.
Yeah, and, sometimes rock bottom's the foundation where we build ourselves up. We have to because if we keep kind of falling with the cushion blow, we never really focus.
You're always going to fall back on that fear. You're always going to fall back on the memory. So if you don't face it,
or they enable you guys. Jaison is finally with us. The internet was giving him technical difficulties, but welcome, Jaison. Jaison's the one. I want to show you this really quick. Like, he's the one that made this ad. Yay.
Got skills. Got mad skills.
And I can do that because we're not on live radio today, so I can play it. And you saw the ad in the beginning, the logo thing. So Jaison, since we kind of missed half the show,
it's all right.
What are you grateful for?
I tried connecting back using my cell phone, but I think Restream is very data equipped, and it was freezing up, but I'm glad my internet is back. So hi, my name is Jaison. I'm from India, from Mumbai, and it's around 11:15 p.m. here, and I'm very grateful that I met a lot of people on Clubhouse, but I met Tiffany, and through Tiffany I met a lot of wonderful people. So I met Chellie, who is very close. Tiffany is very close. In fact, I have spoken to most of her family members. Now I met Dr. Denise, and she is amazing, and I really like the very elegant way how she laughs.
I'm waiting for the funny part, or funny holiday memories, so we can get Dr. Denise laughing.
And
I'm not joking.
I met a lot of wonderful people. I honestly, this is my third business which I'm doing. I'm a self-taught designer, and with my previous two businesses, I had a very difficult time with friends, and it was very challenging, and people treated me very bad. So I was very like on a rough spot. I was not really confident to put my trust to people, and when I came on Clubhouse, I was still skeptic that if I would be able to meet people and interact with them with the same level of trust. So I can proudly say that not everybody is a foo whom you meet on Clubhouse. So there are genuinely some good people.
I say the word poo poo. He's like, what does that mean? I can't explain. I don't know. Phony, like poo poo, like I don't know. I don't know. It's inside
So
thing. So he said,
I'm so sorry. I don't mean to take over this entire conversation. I'm
no, no,
really
no.
grateful.
You missed your part. This is fun.
I've been really struggling. Like I've been trying my phone connection. I've been trying the small Wi-Fi portable thing. Nothing seems to work. The world was like pushing me away. You can't be on the show today for some odd reason. So
After all
uh,
of that, and he uploads the graphics and everything. So,
I'm very happy to be here,
and
and
you guys don't
I
really
have
celebrate Thanksgiving in India. It's just it's an American thing. But
no.
I'm still
The fuck up is I'm so sorry. Are we on radio?
Yeah.
I'm
no,
having a hard
no.
time hearing him.
Actually, okay.
Woo!
I'm so
Get
You're
sorry.
him,
fine to
Tiffany.
do
So
it.
the thing is,
Get
I
him,
didn't know the
Tiffany.
difference. I didn't know the difference between Thanksgiving and Halloween. So I, I usually don't make posters. So I ended up making a
I'm gotta
scary
find that
poster
one.
for
Hold on a second. That's okay. We're gonna get to the funny stuff, but
and it
yeah.
was too messed up because both of them are around the same time. So I thought yeah, it has to be scary. So I ended up making this, and she was like, don't you
Wait,
think
wait,
it
wait,
would
wait.
be
Stop talking about it for a second. Let me see if I can find it. It's pretty funny. It's he made this poster. Um I'm not sure if I even uploaded it. Hold on. For Thanksgiving. Give me a second to find it. But it looks like the turkeys are gonna get revenge on us. Like
That's
I'm
even
not
better.
kidding. Give me a
That's
second.
good.
It was very funny.
Let me
That's good.
I'm gonna pause for a second. You guys let me find this. This is
Oh
Tiffany, can
man,
I
Revenge
tag
of
off
the
of?
Turkeys.
Dr. Denise.
Yeah, I just wanted to see if I could I wanted to honor what everyone said about gratitude. If I could just take a moment.
Yes.
So I love it. When you watch like children's films like Shrek and like the kids get one meaning out of it, then the adults get one meaning. I'm really passionate about perception, that we all process and perceive things in our own
Yeah.
unique way. And, you think it's the holidays, right? We're here on Thanksgiving and it's Happy Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas. And sometimes people aren't feeling happy or merry. And I think when I listen to everything we just spoke about, part of the never alone for all of us is what I call the golden thread of love, the golden thread of energy, and using the fuel, I call it rocket fuel, the energy when we go into series of crisis, stabilizations, and thrives. So for all of us at this given moment of time, we might be thinking, oh my gosh, it's hard to say happy Thanksgiving. I'm missing a loved one or I'm going through trauma. And so I think one of the things I love about meeting all of you today is remembering that part of being human is we're all energy beings. We all have love. We all have sufferings. And then we can come together and share some of those, but then also laugh. So I just want to say thank you for the way everyone shared their personal story. And I'm just grateful to meet all of you.
Likewise.
Are you finding the turkey poster?
I'm finding this. You got to see this thing.
So
and
are we on? What? Yeah, I've got to see
And
it.
Tiffany,
So you guys,
is it
Tiffany, was
possible you
I?
can put the name down because I don't know
Tiffany.
some of our.
I don't think for some reason it's hidden. Our
Hey,
name.
Denise, we need some
I just
help.
want to wish everybody who I am not met a happy Thanksgiving, guys.
I'm having
Very,
a
very
hard time
honored to
hearing
be here.
Jaison.
He's a little muffled, but
Yeah.
he's saying
Oh
happy
my
Thanksgiving
God.
to everybody, though.
Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. I hope you can hear me. Sometimes the
Happy
data goes
Thanksgiving.
away.
You too. Thank you. Thank you. But I got to see the poster first.
I'm getting it right now.
Or we can.
It's almost here. Hold on.
That'll make my Thanksgiving. You got to send
All
that
right.
to me so I can
Are we
share.
at the most
So here it is.
embarrassing?
I got this. this is what Jaison created. And first of all, he came up with this afterwards when I was like, okay. So at first he created this Thanksgiving Day poster, and I was like, it kind of looks like a scary movie, Revenge of the Turkeys. Like the turkeys are taking the comeback.
It looks, yeah, like a scary movie one, like a 1980s.
Turkeys are about to get us. Tune in.
You should have put eyes on it so it's just staring at you.
I think it's the font that it looks a little like scary.
Yeah, it looks like Friday the 13th or Halloween.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm like, Jaison, I appreciate it so much for your help, but it looks like the hard turkeys are going to eat us this year.
Michael Myers has dinner.
Guys. I work with US,
gosh.
but nobody educated us what is the difference. They all asked us to just wish people, say happy holidays. So I was in that tradition for about 7 to 9 years. And I used to work with call centers, so we never knew the difference. So when I met her, I was like, it's the same thing. So
no, I think it's awesome seeing like a perspective from another country. Just what I mean, because we get so sucked up in our own little American world, we forget like we're not the only ones on the planet. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
right.
It's cool to see the other perspective.
And we have a lot to be grateful for.
I've been watching the show on YouTube while I was offline, Tiffany. I want to acknowledge the fact that I don't know the person in that red tank top. So I heard you speaking about your father and how you
Dr. Denise or
No,
Robert B. Foster.
RBF.
Robert.
Robert,
yes,
talking
yes.
about Robert, yeah. Not the
And
rest
it's not
of
the
the
face. It's not the face.
The joke is like when somebody has they always look mad and there's a resting bee face. Like, and that's
Bad word.
initials.
Female dog word. Hey, but that's what you should put on the back of it, RBF, and then it's not the face.
It's not your resting face. Get up
Hey,
and John.
if they made weed legal, you can say the B word.
There's Robert B. Foster's.
That's the back of the shirt.
Oh, I don't see that. Wait, you didn't see what I was doing. I had this up.
Oh, I
yeah.
I was doing a little spin. Look at the back of your shirt now.
Like, that's a pretty nice shirt you got there.
It says some wish for it, we work for it.
There you go.
That's our tagline.
Is that called a shirt or is it called as a tank top? I don't
What?
know.
It's hard
What
to
is
hear
it?
him.
It's hard to hear you a little bit, Jaison. You're gonna have to yell. Speak up.
Is it called as a t-shirt or a tank top?
It's called a tank top.
Yes, that's right.
Okay. Sorry
But
about
Jaison,
my
you and I can't wear that shirt. Sorry. We need t-shirts.
Hey, I'm with you too, man. I don't do those shit too. Sorry. I'm a big guy, man. I can't be running around in that stuff, man. Plus, I got a farmer's tan from working outside, so I don't look good.
Farmer's tan.
Yeah, that just means that it's not an even tan. He's got a t-shirt.
Oh yeah, I forget. We have to. It's kind of funny. I'll tell you. Like we used to have a friend that was from France in high school, and so when we would tell him something, we would be sarcastic, but he didn't understand our sarcasm, and so like he would take it literally, and like we would be like, "Take a right," and it would be the ocean. He'd be like, "Okay," and we're like, "No, we're joking." So this is kind of how it is with Jaison. Like I realize now, like he doesn't get our humor, our sarcasm, so we have to.
Chellie and I last night had to explain what a pun was.
I opened up a room. Punny or not,
she did it.
It was really funny.
Punny or not, here I am. And I was like, here I come. Ready or not, here I come.
An average person like me won't be able to understand what it means. Chellie, come on, what is funny?
So then I started going through all different puns, and he's like, "Oh, what does that mean?" And it took so much time to explain it.
Our language is so complex.
I know.
We won't do puns.
We do big puns.
Good
Let's
old big
hear
pun.
funny memories from past. We haven't heard from Dr. Denise.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You're already starting.
I have a super funny one, but it's a family one, but I always try and remember it every year. My grandfather, who is one of my favorite people in the world, we celebrate his birthday on Thanksgiving. I don't know when his birthday is, and but we celebrated on Thanksgiving, and he brought a birthday cake that said "Happy Birthday, Dad," because he thought that we were going to forget his birthday. So he walked in and he handed us a birthday cake that said "Happy Birthday, Dad," and it was like this thing we had to, make sure that Grandpa didn't get forgotten, and then we had to sing "Happy Birthday" to him. So every year we always thought about "Happy Birthday, Dad." But then when he was dying, like years later, I had the pleasure and honor of holding his hand when he was dying, and I sang 2 songs to him, 3 songs. I sang "Horsey, Keep Your Tail Up," "Yes, We Have No Bananas," and then I wanted him to just go peacefully. I go, "What's his favorite song?" And it was "Happy Birthday." So
what's the "Yes, We Have No Bananas" song go?
Oh gosh, do you want me to sing it?
Yes. Yes.
Unanimous, yes.
Do it, Chellie.
This is Clarity Idol.
No, start over. Okay.
Yes, we have no bananas. We have no bananas today. Peanuts and popcorn and all kinds of tomatoes. But yes, we have no bananas. We have no bananas today.
And that's in the Ethernet forever.
So he used to bounce
about
me.
The Go Bananas.
He used to bounce me on his knee and sing that, and "Horsey, Keep Your Tail Up." And no, I'm not going to sing that. And then I sang to him "Happy Birthday," holding his hand, and he took this beautiful inhale, and there was a smile and an exhale, and that was how he went. And so it's tied to Thanksgiving, and then he left with "Happy Birthday" when he was 94.
Wow.
That's a good way to go, though. Like, as peaceful with somebody, because, and maybe that inevitably is what we should realize, is that we just don't know when we're going to go. So you better make sure you rest, any issues you have with others, and don't live in regret. Because I know that's something that I've had to struggle with and ask for forgiveness, because, we just don't know, so, but, I think Dr. Denise put it pretty good about all the different perspectives we have. And that's the point, is like each of us has our own perspective in order to get to more people out there, because, maybe my way of coming off might not be the way someone else that Chellie might be able to reach. So that's that whole thing about the perspectives and different wavelengths. So I do appreciate that insight.
Absolutely. My takeaway is that every day is an opportunity to have a new birth, a new day to live. And Grandpa didn't die on his birthday, but it was a new moment where he was just able to incorporate, that new memory of his birthday, and then he just let it go.
Yeah.
And he moved on. And every day I wake up just grateful that I opened my eyes and I'm breathing. And it is just a new opportunity to live in peace, in wholeness, and in love.
It's nice. It's beautiful. Anyone else have a funny memory, though? Dr. Denise, go ahead.
Oh my goodness. So first of all, I want to give a shout out to all of our ancestors, whatever your belief systems are. But my grandma Marge, first of all, she didn't even at first, she loved being a grandma, but she never wanted to say she was a grandma. So she would always sign her cards like she was a celebrity, like GM Marge, because she... So just building up like the character, it's like she was a woman born in the wrong time. And I can't believe I'm going to say this, but on Easter, we used to all get together for a brunch with all my cousins. And most people have normal little Easter baskets with candy and eggs and everything. My grandmother, I couldn't believe she did this. She put Bic lighters in everyone's Easter basket.
Why?
So like, I'm so sorry. You're not supposed to give children these little Bic lighters. So it was, I mean, my cousins, by the way, God bless them all. They're in service in Chicago, police officers, firefighters. Shout out to my cousins. So I think she knew that her grandchildren had a wild streak in them. So no one burnt anything down, but I'm just like, WTF, who gives little kids Bic lighter? So I just thought that was like a more like an extreme holiday giving.
I'd have been happy with that as a
No one
kid.
became a pyromaniac either, by the way.
I think I'd have been happy with that one.
Isn't that a cool boy? I mean, she was like in touch with like the masculine energy of, okay, we can't always be playing by the rules.
Yeah. Some of us probably should have taken that more to heart.
Isn't that fun? Oh, and then one more really lovely, my sister, I remember when we always celebrated Christmas Eve the night before. At the time, my father was like knocking on the front door, pretending the elves were coming. And we were like, oh my goodness. And we listened to we drive around the neighborhood. I grew up in the Chicago area. And we listen to radio where it's like Santa's reindeers are being spotted. And so my favorite memory of Christmas is when my sister was born. My mom had my sister on Christmas Day. And it was like the best gift you can remember as a sister with a little baby coming home in a stocking. So we went from Bic lighters to sentimental.
That's pretty cool. Bic lighters. And then all of a sudden the house goes up in flames. What about you, Pete? Do you have any funny Halloween Thanksgiving? I knew I was going to do that with the turkey. What holiday
really.
it is? Evil turkey.
I grew up. My father and mom owned delis our whole life, and we were open every holiday. I spent.
Oh.
I mean, all my holidays were spent behind the counter, selling turkey sandwiches. We ate behind the counter. We had turkey behind the counter. I mean, it was always a family
and
thing together.
Get you.
But thanks.
I ask a question?
I have fond memories.
Oh, what does your shirt say?
Can I say it out loud?
Dr. Denise, do you have the button with you?
It says "fuck cancer."
There you go.
Yes.
She's just dying for someone to throw your F-bomb out there first.
I brought my phone.
Yes, that one in right at the end. Good job.
We should let Doctor show her button. Dr. Denise, can you show the button again?
Oh, did you want me to show you this?
Yes. Good.
Okay, everyone.
Play it?
I would like to introduce you to the fuck button.
I have that in my living room. I have that in my living room.
Very good. So first of all, we must always remember that words carry energy frequencies. So I'm not telling everyone to use naughty profanity towards one another. I'm just saying that sometimes it feels good to say the word fuck. So here we go. The fuck button was given to me for my birthday, and it's one of my favorite things. I give it to all my friends. Here we go.
Fucking incredible. Hashtag fuck you. Fuck this. Well, I guess I'm fucked again. Why don't you go outside and play hide and go fuck off?
I highly recommend that you go to Amazon.
Why did you go outside and play a game of
Tiffany, your show just went completely sideways. I never thought I would ever be part of something like this with your
that
show.
Word. I have a funny
that makes it worth it. I can't wait to see it.
I've been doing the radio show for 7 years, and it started off as radio only, and then it went to Facebook Live. Like Pete, you've been on the show back when it was just radio only, calling in and having people call in. And then I was on Facebook Live, but you can only see me. And then COVID happened with virtual. But anyway, so I wasn't used to really being on camera so much. And a few Thanksgivings ago, it was in 2019, right when COVID was starting, but right before. I finally mustered up the courage enough to do this Facebook Live at night for people that the day before Thanksgiving.
Oh, shoot, I forget.
To know that you're not alone. And I didn't realize
that
that in the background, and my husband's. So I had the widescreen. If you're looking at the picture, you can see him zoomed in. And I was getting comments like, "Is that dude alive?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" I had no clue that you could see him. I had to privatize the show. And people were like, "Are you like taking? Is that dude alive or who's the dude? Like he hasn't moved. Like
Oh, it was the best when Tiffany's like, "You won't believe what I just did," and I was like, "What?" And she showed, because like we all went to school together, me, her, and her husband. So, and I felt so bad for him. I was like, "You did that to him? He's all knocked out in the background."
No, there's a part where I even move over in the video, and you can see him up closer.
He looks so peaceful, though.
That's hysterical.
People, I'm like, oh my gosh, and then I was like, well, people don't know it's you. But
Oh, that was the best. I remember that.
yeah, so like, it was like, and the only reason I found out is because I woke him up, and I was like, hey, I'm like, I actually did the Facebook Live, like, just waiting for people to come on, unplanned, spontaneous, to tell people, and I'm so serious. Like, you're not alone. I know that there's a lot going on. A lot of people feel lonely during the holidays, and I'm getting these comments from the live stream. Is that dude alive? What are you taking in like or whatever? Like I don't know. Like, in the comment section, like
Yeah, but the funny
appreciate your
is
effort.
when you're just like doing like this to the kitty, and you're just like so serious.
And the cats. Yeah, there's another one with the cat. Like, and they're like, oh, kitty and the dog and all this stuff. And then there's like, I'm still concerned about your guest. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm like, stop. And then I wake up my husband, and I'm like, hey, I finally did it. I finally did a live thing. And he's like, we go to watch it. And he's like, oh my gosh. Like the whole time you can't put that. And I'm like, now those comments make sense.
Oh,
great.
man.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was fun. So what about you, Robert B. Foster?
So it's not necessarily a Thanksgiving story, but I want to start this by saying the truth does not always set you free. So we were having dinner. I'm the youngest of seven siblings, and so we're having dinner, and I excuse myself to go to the bathroom. As I go into the bathroom, I notice that there's vegetables in the toilet. Right? And so I come back out. Now, mind you, I was the youngest, so I was the tattletale. And so I come back, and I'm telling my parents, like, there's vegetables in the toilet. And so, my dad was a Marine, so like we didn't mess with him.
He is a Marine. What's a Marine? Always a Marine.
Yes. And so he, like, when he spoke, we listened. So he's like, who did it? And it's radio silence. Nobody owned it. And so he starts turning on me. He's like, you did it, didn't you? I was like, no. Like, I walked to the bathroom, there were vegetables in the toilet. Like, I didn't do it. Like, if I did it, I wouldn't throw myself under the bus. That would be stupid. Right? It's like, I would have spit it out and flushed the toilet. And so, again, he's hammering all of us. And he turns back to me again. He's like, admit that you did it. I'm like, Dad, I didn't do it. And so, finally, now, we used to get punished with a belt called the Black Master. Right, so this belt was thick if it had a name, right? So he's like,
name.
So he's like, admit you did it, and you won't get the belt. I was like, but I didn't do it. And so finally, I was like, you know what? Fine, I did it. And then he beat me for lying. My sister sat there because my sister ended up doing it. She sat there with a straight face and let me get my butt whooped. For something that she did.
That's not right.
I don't know if it's funny. I feel kind of bad for you.
It's like looking back on it now, it's hysterical. But of course, during I was pissed. I'm like, I just got beat for something I didn't even do.
Yeah, times were different back then.
Yeah, beating your kids are frowned upon now.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you actually have knock at your door if someone's like, my dad beats us with a belt that's called the Black Master or whatever.
We still have it hanging up in my parents' house. Like, oh, the memories.
Oh, it's to keep you in check. Don't
Yep.
forget.
Yep. You heard that belt buckle, you knew you were in trouble. It's like, oh no.
Who hasn't shared a funny memory? And
I don't think Pete got to.
Pete's
I don't know that we understand the word funny.
Right, we're past our hour, so I was just wondering if you guys wanted to keep going or like what we want to do.
Well, were we going to give some tips and tools about different holiday challenges and when people are trying to stay sober?
Boundaries, setting boundaries.
Oh yeah.
Get away, Dr. Denise.
So I think it's really important that a lot of times during the holidays, we're all in like different spaces together and we might be seeing people we haven't for a long time. And I think there's different challenges. Some people might be trying to stay, like, let's say someone's newly diagnosed with diabetes, or someone's trying to be sober, or maybe someone just went through a breakup, or someone just is coming out, right? So I think going into the holiday season, I don't know if it's boundaries, but more like an awareness of having your unique best holiday, and then letting your relatives know and making sure you're creating as many win-wins. And that could include telling someone, oh, I'm packing like my own meal. Or if someone's really struggling with addiction, I know someone in my practice, they're newly sober. And everything for them's a trigger. And so one of their family members invited them, they were going to honor a memorial service, but they knew there was going to be drinking afterwards. And the person in my practice just said he couldn't go. It wasn't because he didn't want to honor the memory. It's because he had to do good self-care. So I think during the holidays, whether it's Thanksgiving, Christmas, or any activity, we have to honor our own health and then try to come together and have fun and celebrate. And then on a funny note, I think sometimes all of our personalities can be a little bit too much for one another in any family. So I think even using humor to say, oh, I might need to go take a drive, or I need a little bit of space, because some people have higher levels of empathy and they feed off of other people's energy. So sometimes one individual could handle like 2 hours of a family event. Some people can handle longer. Like my own son has sensory issues. So when we were at Thanksgiving 4 years ago, he started crying at like the 7-hour mark. He's like, Mom, this is awful for me. You have no idea what this is like for me. And I just had to go and like hug him because it was just too much noise. And so I think one of the big things I want to say is to have compassion for yourself and compassion for others, and that we all process things differently. So this happy Thanksgiving, how do you make it happy for real? You want to have inner peace and you want to have gratitude, but you also don't want to force situations that don't honor you.
Yes.
Tiffany, can I just jump in for a minute and go right off of what Dr. Denise said?
Absolutely.
I think everything that Dr. Denise said is absolutely fantastic, but I'd just like to add one thing. I think grounding is really important. Just learning to tune into your breath, to take mindful moments, even before we step into the holiday time with our friends and family. And if you're not with friends and family, it's a really good thing to do also. Just to take 1 minute or 3 minutes or 5 and just be in a space that's comfortable to you, whatever that is. You could be sitting on the floor, on the couch, or laying down, whatever's good for your body. And just inhale and exhale, and don't judge the process. Just let the breath flow and notice what's going on in your body. Notice any tension that arises and try not to judge what's going on. And just relax the space in between your eyes, relax the space in your jaw, and do an inhale and exhale again. And try and relax your shoulders and the space behind your neck. And do an inhale and exhale again. And maybe bring in the thought of peace when you inhale, and release as you exhale. And just do that for a couple of minutes. I inhale peace, I exhale release. And as you do that, the energy in your body shifts. And the more you practice this, the more you do it for 1 minute, 3 minutes, or 5 minutes every day, the more peace you have. And that's my little tip, because it really works. It's something that I've practiced for 14 years. And I do it whenever I feel like a little tension in my body. I go straight to my mindfulness, my breathing, because the breath is what you have to change everything in your body.
Well said. I think we need to teach these turkeys that technique. Breathe in, peace, exhale, forgiveness.
Yep.
I threw that in there. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
I want to also add to what you guys are saying and to everyone. Today is a great day to remember to call your loved ones or your friends or family and be mindful of those that maybe are alone today. And I would suggest trying to do FaceTime or Zoom if you can, so that they feel like they're in the presence of somebody, not just a quick phone call or a text. Copy and paste a text, happy Thanksgiving, like a lot of people would just do, but because you can't call every single person. But be mindful of the family that you might haven't talked to in a little bit, or that haven't seen in a little bit, and that might be celebrating alone, or that might be missing you, and to make that contact today, because there's all sorts of things on there, and it's kind of like a weird holiday, I think, with the history of everything, I think, but like we should make a point anyway throughout the years just to have a nice meal with our family and make a point to connect and reach out to our friends and say, I'm grateful for you. Why does it have to be a national reminder, like, or whatever? Like,
Oh, you're right.
I think it should happen all the time. And like, we don't have to slaughter turkeys in the meantime. It doesn't always have to.
Just maybe Jason's. That one would be nice.
Yeah.
It went from that, and I was like, it's kind of scary, and then I went to that. And like also for the Instagram, pumpkin kisses and harvest wishes. I'm like, yeah, this is a little nicer than this.
Dun, dun. You need like some background music to that.
Dun, dun, dun. And the turkeys are coming in revenge. It's very funny though.
You know something? I'm sorry, and it's kind of it's kind of embarrassing. But up until like maybe a day or two ago, and I'm 50, being that I was always working on Thanksgiving, including today, I never knew what Thanksgiving was about. I really thought it was about the peacemaking between the Indians and the Pilgrims. Now, through social media, it's embarrassing to say. Everybody's saying I'm thankful for that. I mean, like you said, it should be just on today. So I didn't know today was like the day of thanks. I just thought it was the day that we celebrate the Pilgrims and the Indians breaking bread. Yeah. And I'm embarrassed about it, but yeah.
Now we got to be all
thankful. Every day I'm thankful. Like you said, every day, and I just through social media, literally having everybody post how thankful they are, everything that they have in life. And like some of you said, every day you should be thankful. And you shouldn't have to wait till one day to reach out or break bread with your friends and family. Go out, have a drink, or don't. Go get some pizza, go out dancing.
Hey, I can still have some coffee out there.
True.
Yeah, but like I said, it's embarrassing to even say that, but I'm like, wow, thanks to social media, I know what Thanksgiving's about now, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't always lie. Social media doesn't.
Well, I mean, like if you look at the history of it, it's kind of creepy that we celebrate.
Yeah,
but like, whatever. We're not going to get into all that.
That's not
more about gratitude.
That's another whole episode.
I know. Yeah, because the outcome of that breaking bread didn't turn out so good for some people.
Well, according to the Indians, we're still trick or treating on Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
from India.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Those kind
There you go. You're getting Tiffany worried.
No, I don't even know what we're allowed to say, but I'm gonna say when I sit with my legs crossed, sitting on the ground, it's Indian style. That's how they sit around the fire, like whatever. It's not crisscross applesauce. I'm not gonna sit there and go, I'm sitting
At the
crisscross
end of the day,
applesauce. I have the dignity to keep maintain. You know,
the Washington Redskins are now known as the Washington football team. This world sucks.
They had a really cool outfit.
This world sucks.
The Florida Seminoles.
Yeah, but we made it with just because I went to Florida State, but we made a deal with the Seminole Nation in order to use their likeness, and everything's run through them. So there's like a little bit different perspective.
Money fixes everything, my man. Apparently.
Yeah. So it was that, and then they give so many scholarships to the Seminole Nation to have their people go to school there. So they broke bread, So it just. I mean, but the thing is we only get one narrative. I'm not going to get on all of that. So let's us all enjoy the holiday.
Yeah, enjoy some football today.
Yes, and hopefully I'll
If
get my running back from Matt.
And how is the turkey involved? Where did the turkey come from? What is the relation?
I'll tell you later. I can't hear him. He goes, "Where does the turkey come from?" I go, "I'll tell you later." That's it.
That's awesome. That's the best explaining it.
Right?
That's the best explaining. Like, we take it for granted. You know what I mean? So it's
go
cool
ahead and explain it. Then.
No, I probably can't do it. Look it up on the internet, in the interweb. You'll find it.
Who's the pen clicker?
What I do think we should adapt from other countries. I think we should adapt the holiday from India, where everybody throws paint bombs at each other and all that dust. That shit is amazing.
Yeah, what is that?
That is amazing.
Hey, Pete, are you there? Is your seat belt connected? I don't see you're driving. I just want you to be safe.
You missed that part. We all want him to be safe, and
he's got the new Tesla self-driving car. He's trying it out.
Okay. Just be careful.
Look, man, no hands.
Pete has like 9 lives, so he's got. Yeah, you better watch it, man. You're about done.
No, you're right, bro. You never know.
You're running on the last one, so make it worth it.
No, I got like 4 more left.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, Tiffany doesn't want her show going viral because you crashed.
Yeah.
Not because of that. No.
All right.
All right.
Well, thank you so much for having us here.
Thank
Tiffany.
you guys for being here. Hang on, and let's close up the show, but don't hang up. And everyone out there, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
My heart, on Moments of Clarity with Tiffany. Don't be afraid to reach out to family, friends, and I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you all of the speakers for taking time out of the holiday to be here for each other and for other people that just got done watching the Macy's Day Parade or whatever that might feel alone, and know that we're here to support. And with that, I'm going to wrap up. If anyone has any closing statements. Be kind to yourself and a stranger. You never know what they're going through. And thanks for being here. Change can only come when we stand together as one. Please follow the guests. You can see their description in the bottom. And happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Have a wonderful day.
Yay.
Don't put yourself down, time for a change. Believe in yourself, time to rearrange. Be your best friend, bring hope to your day. Lose your critic, get out of your way. Now it clicks, moments of clarity. Now I hear moments of clarity. Now I get it, moments of clarity. To yourself be kind, it will please your mind. Find your joy, trust in you. Put in the time, you'll see how you grow. Many kinds of love you get to define. Find self-love, your soul will align. Now it clicks, moments of clarity. Now I hear